Hey guys, welcome back. And today I wanted to talk about Core today in particular and how he works with team comps. I did get a couple of questions because I've done a couple of runs showcasing Core and actually showcasing him in a solo Lufinia run where I did do 8th Lufinia just to see how well he can actually handle that fight in particular, actually do very good offensive capability and actually show him out of sync as well. With no additional help and how he can roll by himself. The guy is an absolute monster. I know a lot of people are going to be talking about him, but today I wanted to make a funny video just to ideally showcase which teammates would actually be very beneficial for him and which teammates would be debatable for him. Just because of the fact that how well he partners up with every unit in the game in particular. There are going to be more units where he will benefit greatly to versus some units who he won't be able to react off of a lot. But we're going to be showcasing this team comp today. I'll be doing two teams. So my first team, I'm going to be rolling with this team here. It will be Porm, Liliset, and Core for this. I will be going in and out of fights, so bear with me as I do this. But I definitely wanted to show how he does interact with units who debuff, units who are buffing, units who are brave battering, and units if they are like actually hitting the targets versus actually debuffing the targets. And actually we're going to be doing a couple of them. So I have 4 different units in mind, and all 4 units do different things, but they all cover a wide variety of how they're going to be rolling with certain things. So we're going to be rolling with this first. And I'll be doing the chaos for this just to have more targets to actually roll with, and on top of that you guys are going to be able to see that he does have very good AoE percentage, like AoE damage caps. Like he actually does really good work, so we're going to be definitely showcase this today. Okay, forms of first. So I have gotten a couple of questions on how we could possibly understand how he does interact with other party members. So with Porm being here, I'm going to have 2 turns with him alternating with Porm, and I'm going to have 2 turns of him alternating with the Liliset, so you guys can see how he does interact with units that have buff priorities and debuff priorities. And Liliset is up next. Just to get her rolling. Now we're going to do Core's movements. So as I said, I'll go with Porm first. And we'll get him rolling. So the first thing, just to get rid of add C and A. I don't want to deal with those two too much while I go into this demonstration. But, so for example, when she uses Cry, it does inflict a debuff. So it will automatically trigger him, as just shown here. So also, she was targeting Core, so Core also reacted to that as well. Even if they don't do anything, Core will respond to any enemy that is aggroed onto him or the allied partner. So Liliset is up next. Simple dance, just to get debuffs on. Now it is Core's turn again, and we want to keep Porm partnered. Now, when Form uses her skill 2, it's healing an actual ally, so it doesn't actually target an enemy. So because it isn't targeting an enemy, it will not, Core's follow-up or his preemptive strike will not kick in for this. So we'll just do a heal on little set here. And as you can see, no follow-up. From Core, no preemptive strike from Core, follow-up from Form. That's how that would work ideally. And then we'll just do an HP attack here with little set. And then we're going to do an HP attack here. He follows with his ability to actually do preemptive strike, and Corum also being able to hit and also do her follow-up as well. So this is where stuff gets interesting now. I'm actually going to partner Core with Lilithset. And you guys will see that once she does Sensual Dance as a debuff, it should trigger him. And Form has White Wave, but she's not partnered at the moment. We just gotta get back to Lilithset next turn. So ideally, we're gonna be rolling. We're gonna be getting back to her as soon as possible. Hopefully, this does help people actually see how well he is countering, or how he can get his preemptive strike to work. As long as there are enemies targeting him and the ally partner, Core, if there's an all skill, will always act twice. It will hit for him, it will hit the target because it's aiming at him and his ally partner. Let's see. It was targeting Lilithset, so another preemptive strike. So we already showcased how it works with Sensual Dance, but Whirling Edge should also trigger him as well, because it's an actual attack aimed at enemies, which he is triggered by that. And this is how, ultimately, how he interacts with two additional, this is how he would interact with an actual debuffer unit, which would be Lilithset, and an actual supportive unit, which would be Corum here as well. Hopefully this gives you guys some ideas about how he can interact with team members. If it is a healing skill, and if it does not affect an enemy in any way, shape, or form, you will not respond to that. But there are going to be other notifications that I definitely want to talk about. So we're going to take this team out here, and we're going to switch to another two that I know for a fact that Core will be able to really work well with as well. And hopefully, again, this is all to show how his preemptive strikes work and how they work together in the team comp. So the next support I wanted to bring in was going to be Aiko, and the next one besides Aiko was going to be an actual DPS that can actually do a couple of things here, and ideally, let's see, here we go, Vayne. Alright, we're going to be rolling with this just to show how there are some supports that can still technically heal the party, and he'll respond according to the damage output that's going according to what is going out from the healing support, and on top of that, how he interacts with units that have very offensive kits. So we're going to be rolling with this team comp here. And hopefully this breaks down everything that you guys need to know about how core works and how he does work in team comps that can be either very supportive or defensive, offensive or defensive rather, is what I'm trying to get at. Okay. Vayne go first, and we'll partner Aiko first, and then we'll partner Vayne. Okay, core set up. So, because Aiko does have healing and an attack built into her kit, the HP regen, for example, it will actually hit a target. So this HP regen should trigger core. That's one. Okay. And ideally, I'm going to be showcasing another turn with Aiko as well. Just to be prepared. Smite, it does do damage to the enemy, so you wouldn't have to worry too much about this, because any hit that applies to an actual enemy will do a Preemptive Strike first and then go after. The character that you have listed will go after. Okay, and Core and Vayne are going to be fun next turn. And it is, we're going to be pairing Core with Vayne here. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was an actual offensive character who could actually break, re-break, and actually delay in some sense. So he does re-break, and I know that once we get him in the future, he becomes a whole lot more destructive. Vayne is an absolute destructive unit in the future, but for right now, I wanted to show how he can actually work with Core very, very well, and we're going to do Force of Will. And we will do his C65. Any C65 that actually hits a target is actually aimed at the enemy unit. Core will also follow up on them as well. So any offensive C65s, if it isn't actually applying to the enemy, he will not actually follow up or do a preemptive strike for those. But if there is one that actually hits a target, it will definitely, Core will do a preemptive strike for that. Another Force of Will. And then we can use the skill 1 for this. So multiple turn taker units would be very beneficial to Core as well. On top of that, the more that the ally partner is acting, the more Core will be acting in the damage output category as well. So Core has really good on-turn and off-turn damage. Hopefully, this gives you guys some ideas about how Core can be worked with. I can go a little bit more in depth, but I just want to do like a brief introduction to it and ultimately show how the first team comp was going to be very supportive with Porum and very debuff heavy with Lilithset, but it also shows that as long as a debuff or an actual action that is applied to an enemy, even if it doesn't do actual damage, as long as it is actually something that is done towards an enemy unit, Core will respond to that. If it is an actual ability that is supportive or healing aimed at your teammates, Core won't respond to anything else like that. However, if there are healing skills that actually hit a target while healing the team at the exact same time, Core will respond to those. He also responds well to units who are multiple turn takers, high action turn rate users, and on top of that, any unit that has offensive C65s. If you do have a unit that doesn't have a offensive C65, he doesn't do preemptive strikes with that, but hopefully this gives you guys some ideas. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of Core. I'm having far too much fun with him, but I definitely think that he is a very, very strong unit. Square gave a very, very powerful global first, and I'm actually looking forward to showcasing him in the future. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Hopefully you guys learned something today. I'll be looking forward to showcasing him in the future. Thanks guys.